Hello and welcome to the quarter-final draw for the FA Cup of Badly Aging Footballers. My name is Winston Gallagher. I'm delighted to say that Henning Wehn is joining me again. How are you doing, Henning?
Very well, thank you very much. Thank you.
You look slightly lighter than you did last week.
Yeah, well, I invested in the future of the draws. I ordered a set of lights.
Nice.
And so I got them working just about. I mean, we're slightly delayed, thanks to me. I opened the box about 20 minutes before we wanted to start. And then bits and bobs fell out and little ones and big. I thought, it's just light. You switch them on and then that's it. But they were all made up of about 20 bits and bobs that you then had to, like in a Kinder egg gone wrong.
They're proper telly lights, aren't they? They're proper big kind of floodlights.
Yeah. Well, I can quickly.
Nice. Wow.
So, and then the one the other side. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. No. I was so impressed with how you managed to light yourself
Mine's literally
last time, and all it is.
Best lamp.
I mean, that is shocking, isn't it? That is absolutely shocking.
So Vito's out.
Yeah, not right, is it?
No, I mean they've all got to lose at some point, apart from the win, haven't they? So there's going to be a lot of disappointments along the way from here on. It's just going to get harder.
Have you heard back from him?
From Vito?
Yeah.
No, not yet. I saw you tweet.
Well, the way this is going, you wouldn't be surprised if Vito had been in touch.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. I saw you tweeted last night that you weren't voting on it. Why was that?
Yeah, but then I looked at him again, and then I saw Vito, and then I saw, sorry, he's got to win it.
Vito.
So Viva Vito. I voted for Vito, and it was all in vain. And as someone, I've forgotten what his Twitter handle was, he said that Nivaldo has gone far too far for just once in a photo squinting into the sun.
Yeah. The other day you voted that you I can't remember what match it was, but you said you were going to have to sleep on it but vote in the morning. Are you starting to feel the pressure of it? Are you starting to feel the weight of your vote?
Well, you want to get it right. And on the one hand, you want to be with the winning team. On the other hand, you don't want to vote just with everyone else. You really want to make an informed, honest decision. And then you just hope that other people who take it equally seriously arrive at the same decision, but then that doesn't always happen.
No, I think people are starting to take it more seriously. People are sort of putting a lot of thought into it, I think.
Especially now that the proper bookies, well, we say proper bookies, then a bookies has come on board.
Yeah, I can believe that. I thought it was just somebody else doing odds, but in a slightly more fancy way, but it's actually a proper bookmakers taking bets.
Well, in many ways, I think the main difference between them and people who've done it previously is, just like previously, you wouldn't get a payout, but at least now you can pay your money in.
Yeah.
But when it's then time to claim your winnings, they'll find a million reasons as to why they can't pay you out. And but you haven't turned around the grand yet, or whatever it is, whatever they think of.
Yeah, good point.
And it's like, we don't want to badmouth the people that support the competition, but with them sort of bookies, are you a betting man?
A little bit, mainly on football accumulators.
Ever got a big one?
Yeah, I've done all right, actually. I tend to come out, I have sort of 2 big wins a season, not massive, but a few £100, and that just ticks me over. So I'm always in profit.
Yeah, very nice.
One of the few.
Surprised you're not banned yet then.
Yeah, no.
Well, I have one with, now I've assimilated to life in England to the degree that I'm absolutely mad on betting. I love it. And put a flutter on here or there. And what also we know is the English bookie, the English punters, they're very, very patriotic. Certainly at the time of Euros or World Cup.
Yeah.
So you could do worse than betting against England in a major tournament. That is... So, anyway, I don't want to say who I bet on after England-Croatia in the semi-final, but I will do a payout.
Well, Patriots in this competition will only have Ralph Coates to bet on. He's the only Englishman left, so I can't imagine there'll be too much money going on him at this stage.
Yeah, but the friends from north of the border, they've got quite a choice, haven't they?
Yeah.
Hugh Sprout.
Hugh
And good old
Sprout
Ernie.
And Ernie, yeah, two decent contenders there. So last time we spoke, I asked you who you fancied, and you said, "Oh, I'm just sitting on the fence. I'm enjoying it as a neutral, enjoying the spectacle." And then about an hour later, you wrote an impassioned plea for people to vote for Rudy Haley because he was losing to Theo Custis, and he won that game. So I'm wondering if you've got a bit of sway among the 80s Asian followers.
I don't know. No. I think everyone who looks at it honestly will come to. I mean, I was gobsmacked when Vito got stuffed the way he did.
Yeah, me too.
So.
And now I've seen you saying that you think Bergamy doesn't look too old, and it's just a tash.
It's overrated.
Oh,
absolutely overrated. So he looks really. If you take off his hair and the moustache, he looks about 12.
Yeah.
He looks 12 years old, really.
But he's got the moustache. So he does look. Anyway, there'll be plenty of those debates going on up and down the land, I'm sure.
Have you got a favourite, or do you have to stay objective?
I've really tried to stay neutral. I don't know why. It's my account. We do it one. I just think it's sort of interesting to see what everyone says. But I really like Sprout, and I like Ernie. But mine are more about how I've sort of found those players originally, and it's not just about because I've seen them for months and done the research and tried to find the photos and all that kind of stuff. So I have soft spots for players because of that as well. So that kind of affects it a little bit.
I mean, I love Hugh Sprout because he looks like Mark Silcox, the comedian.
And the guy with Spit the Dog, you get a lot of people saying he looks like him. What is it? Yeah. So we got loads of really nice feedback on the last draw, which was great. I particularly got a lot of feedback on my terrible pronunciations of players' names, but people have been quite kind about it. So it's Sprout like goat, not Sproat, as I was saying. I think I sort of glamorised Sprout a little bit, but actually Sprout is much more no-nonsense Scottish name, I think.
Vogue Sprout. I mean, that sounds so good, doesn't it?
Sprout, yeah.
Vogue Sprout.
Bergamy is another one I got wrong, and Chiminti instead of Chiminti. But nobody corrected Rudy Helid, which is definitely wrong. I've got absolutely no idea how you pronounce that, but I don't think anyone else has either. How did you pronounce Julian Cools last week? I'm sure you said something different.
Cools?
Is it Cools? I assumed it's Cools. It's Cools, but I'm sure you said something completely different last week. Did I imagine that? No?
I don't know. No, Julian Cools, isn't it?
Okay, good. So one of the things I was talking about last week is how each round had its own identity. And I was saying round one, everybody was just like, oh, look at this is fine. Then round two, everybody started kind of really getting behind one person, picking their player. Round three was all the fan art and propaganda and vote for X, Y, and Z. But round four has been its own thing completely, I think. This is a week where I've completely lost control of the account. I think it feels like a kind of living, breathing, organic organism now that's sort of out of my control. It's sort of out there, and people have got co-ownership of it, which I love. It's great that so many people are so invested in it. But I think the two things that have stuck out for me this week, and I don't know if you've noticed them, are the sort of level of statistical analysis. That's
brilliant. Yeah. What's his name? The one with the whatever it is.
There's a guy called Craig Walker who's like an
yes, him. Yes, yeah.
Unbelievable,
brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you follow me and don't follow him, you should definitely follow him because he adds so much to the competition.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, that he really, he must be working for Optastat.
Yeah,
he's just too good for it, isn't he? He's phenomenal.
He picked up on what you said. You said something last week about being bald is like having a home advantage, which lots of people enjoyed. And he sent a tweet out straight away saying 100% of players that had bald heads had won their games. Until, of course, Ralph Coates beat David Armstrong in the fourth round. But up until that point, all the baldies had won.
Armstrong just had all he had going for himself was no hair.
Yeah.
But you have to have a bit more. Also, he had no hair. I think the secret is to have no hair on top and like a little bit on the side.
Yeah, that's good.
Like Nivaldo.
Yeah. What else? There's a guy called Felix Wood who created the old looking for his age coefficient matrix in which he he had some quite complicated formula for figuring out the number between the actual age and the perceived age, and there's lots of kind of calculations involved. Now I'm thinking about it, it could all be absolute bollocks, but it sounded really convincing as he was tweeting it, so I got sucked in by it. But
I mean, this is all turning into baseball, isn't it? It's all stats. But
there's been some good research as well. A guy called, I think you might have seen it, a guy called Dan Kearney, he found that Julian Kools had been the Belgian captain in the 1980 Euros final, I think it was, when Uli Steilaker was on the other side for Germany, and Steilaker had beaten him, and it had taken him 40 years to exact his revenge. But badly, this tournament was his chance to finally get his own back after 40 years of hurt. So it's great that people are doing that kind of level.
And even better, I mean, it's not just, but if he wins it, then it's not a team achievement. He doesn't have to share it with anyone. It's all he.
Yeah.
I look the most knackered in my grip. No one else more haggard or done in than me.
I'm sure he'd much prefer to win this than win the Euros, no doubt. But people are so into it. I think I said to you last week as well, you know, people have been changing their profile pictures to players that they're supporting, and parts of their names and stuff as well. And there's just been loads of that this week. All of the comments, like, well, not all of them, but loads of comments you see, like Nivaldo, Sproat, Ernie Magar, and kind of taking on the persona of like a proper supporter.
Yeah.
I kind of worry that
sends out the tweets in the name of you Sprout, and he is with some Scottish accent. He's always like, "Wee man."
Yeah. There's a couple of them now. There's a Sprout, a Magar, and a Nivaldo who are all actually pretending to be that person. And before, what game was it? I think it might have been before.
You're saying pretending.
Yeah, but they're having like a proper argument, and they're talking in kind of some like Shakespearean language where they're saying, my arch nemesis Nivaldo is here, and it was just like, all got quite bizarre. But it's all good fun. One guy said that he had a dream that Ernie Magar had been doing a lap of honour, and then a parade through the streets, and then a charity wrestling match, and he felt that it meant that Ernie was going to go all the way. So infiltrating people's dreams now.
Yeah.
So what else we got? Should we? So 8 left. Are you fancying anyone, or are you going to still sit on the fence and then?
Well, I would say, as long as the winner is Scottish, I'm happy. I think that's 2 fantastic contenders that they've got left.
I would agree. I think they're probably the 2 that I would like to see win, even if I think Nivaldo's a strong contender, but I think they're probably the two that are my favourites.
And but honestly, if a competition that 95% of the people who vote are British, if a British player can't even win that, I mean, come on. I mean, that really bodes terrible for the next Euros.
Very true. Very true. So the Brits, how many? So there's...
And Coates. I mean, Coates is a good contender.
Yeah. So I think, if I'm right in saying, half of them are British and half of them are foreigners. So yeah. Shall I tell you who the numbers are? Should we do have you got a cake tin today, or are you upgrading?
I've got a cooking pot.
Nice.
And instead of paper, well, I've got 8 golf balls.
Nice.
And I've written a number on each of them.
Right. And none of them are heated. Somebody accused you of having heated paper last week.
I promise you. I mean, some of the paper was heated, some wasn't, but that was all random.
So that everybody knows the numbers as the balls are coming out. Number 1 is Bergamy. Number 2 is Terry Hennessy. 3 is Ralph Coates. 4 is Antonio Borges. 5 is Hugh Sproat-like Goat. 6 is Julian Kools. 7 Ernie Magar, and 8 Nivaldo. So let's do it.
Well, Borges is a good one, isn't it? Someone said he looks like he's coming straight out an Asterix book.
Yeah, he really does.
That is so good. I looked at him at this picture and thought, where have I seen him before? And I couldn't work it out until in an Asterix book. Of course, they all look like him.
I don't know if you've seen that literally just before we phoned each other to do this, somebody has released all of the quarterfinalists as dogs. So they've got pictures of the quarterfinalists and pictures of a dog that looks like them. Some of them are absolutely superb. The Henning one is genius. I'm trying to find his name. Colonel Nuts, his name is. Well worth a look.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do it then. So match 1, ball 1.
How can I show that I'm definitely not cheating? Now at the same time you have to see my so that you can see that. It starts with number 6.
Number 6 is Julian Cools, who's the last Belgian standing after some Belgian contenders. And Julian Cools will play.
Number 5.
Number 5. Hugh Sproat like goat. Oh, fans' favourite. Cools v Sproat. They're all going to be harder from this stage, aren't they? But wow, that is a draw.
Can't believe I'm ruining 8 perfectly good golf balls for this.
So match 2 then. So Cools versus Sproat in the first match. Match 2 is first number.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Antonio Borges. He's a bit of an underdog, I reckon, Antonio Borges, but in the first round, he was the only player to get 10,000 votes in his match in the very first round. So there are fans out there, I think. And Antonio Borges will play. Number 3, Ralph Coates. Oh, there'll be people disappointed about that. I think they're both players that people would quite like to get. Coates, the last Englishman standing. Just before we came on, I Googled Nivaldo, and I'm pretty sure I found a company called Nivaldo's Wedding Dresses in London. And I'd love to think that these days Nivaldo is selling wedding dresses in London. That's what he's made his career after football. All right, so match number 3. So Antonio Borges versus Ralph Coates in match number 2. That means the big hitters are all against each other, I think.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Nivaldo. He of wedding dress fame.
Overrated though, isn't he?
I'll leave you to the wrath and the Nivaldo fans. I'm not joining in that one. And Nivaldo will play.
Number 2.
Terry Hennessy.
Oh.
Brushed aside Jim Duffy in the last round, but Nivaldo will be a whole other ball game. Okay, so all right. So the last game then. Ball number 1.
7.
We all know who it is. Bernie McGar, and he, unless something's gone terribly wrong, will play Giuseppe Bergomi.
Number 1, Bergomi.
Bergomi. All right. So, Julian Cools versus Hugh Sproat, Borges versus Ralph Coates, Nivaldo versus Terry Hennessy, and McGar versus Bergomi. What's the pick of the draw? Which one's the big one for you? It's got to be Cools versus Sproat, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a very, very difficult one.
I think Borges and Coates will be quite happy to have got each other.
Yeah.
Coates had a good draw last time, didn't he? I remember you saying that he sat in front of his computer rubbing his hands. Good. Well, that concludes the draw. So there'll be 2 matches per day for 2 days on Thursday the 26th and Friday the 27th of November. Good luck. Anything else to add before we finish?
No, I mean, made a better play, made a more knackered player win.
As ever. Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much again for your help. Are you up for doing the semis?
Yeah, if you can't find an upgrade, I'm your man. Yeah.
Get some more lights.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Henning. And I shall speak to you soon.
No, thank you, Winston. And thanks everyone for joining in. Can't get enough of all your comments and all that. And yeah, keep it growing.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.